guys, so today I'm in my craft room and I'm working on a fall wreath project. I want to make a new wreath for the back door. The one I had from last year was so faded from the sun. I just removed all of the florals off of the wreath and I will be reusing that form today. And I want to make it more in the farmhouse style feel, just to kind of mimic what I have going on inside of the house. I thought that would be fun. So that is what I'm working on today. And I will be using a regular twig wreath form, and you can pick these up at pretty much any craft store as well as Walmart in the craft section, and I think they're somewhere around $5. And then I'm also going to be using some floral picks. These are the ones that I am using, and these were 97 cents, and I got these at Walmart. Of course, you can use whatever you like. And this is probably no surprise, but I'm going to be using some buffalo check ribbon. This is 2.5 inches wide and it is wired. That's just my preference. And I'm also going to use this metal harvest sign. It came in a package of 3 at Dollar Tree. I think the others said thankful and welcome, but I thought this one would be perfect for my fall themed wreath, so I'm using that today. I will also be using hot glue as well as paddle wire for the bow, and this is kind of like wreath option number 1 because I do have a couple of other wreath ideas I'm going to be working on, so stay tuned for those. But this is the one I'm working on today, so let's get to it. So I'm just starting by cutting my picks all apart. I wanted all of my pieces ready to use for my wreath, and I'm leaving just a little bit of stem. I wanted them to have enough to have some structure and somewhere to put plenty of hot glue, but I don't want them long enough that they're sticking through the wreath form. And then I'm looking for my wire loop that I already have attached to this wreath form. Since I did use it previously, I already had a loop on it from last year for hanging it, so I wanted to make sure it was at the top of the wreath when I decorate it. So I decided to put my florals pretty much down one side of the wreath, and then the next thing I'm going to be doing is working on the bow. So the next thing I'm going to work on is my bow. So I'm using my buffalo check ribbon. I'm pulling out a pretty good length of ribbon because it makes it a little easier to work with as I make my loops for my bow. Since the print on this ribbon is the exact same on both sides, it makes it rather easy to make the loops for the bow. I'm just looping it back and forth. I am using 4 loops on each side, keeping them uniform in size. And then I will add the tail here at the end. I just make a large loop, and this will be the tail end of the bow. I just loop it around and hold it in the center of the ribbon where I'm holding the loops. And I will use a piece of wire and I will twist that around the center of the ribbon where I am holding it, and I will get that pretty snug. I will use some pliers so that I get it as tight as I can without breaking the wire, and that is what holds my bow. And then I will cut the large loop, which will be the tails of the bow. So here I'm just zhuzhing up the bow and getting it into a shape that I prefer. This is where wire ribbon really helps out. And then I will attach it to the wreath, and you can use the wire that you already have on the bow to attach it to the wreath, or you could cut that shorter and hot glue it in place. So I didn't feel like the metal sign was bright enough. It seemed like it kind of blended into the wreath. So I decided to lightly dry brush some white acrylic paint over the entire sign. I still wanted the metal silver look to show through, but I definitely wanted to brighten it up and to hopefully make it stand out. I chose to cut the tail ends of my bow into the V shape. So to do this, you just fold it in half and cut it downward at an angle, and it just gives it a much more finished look. So this wreath is done. It's time to hang it on the door, and I am so happy with how it turned out. You know how much I like buffalo check and the white pumpkin, the florals, the pine cones, and I think it was a good idea to go ahead and put white over the metal sign. It just really makes it stand out now. So overall, I'm so happy with how this one looks. If you're new to my channel, I would love it if you hit subscribed and hung around. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.